避けてさ、頭回ってなくてさ、全然何言ってくれない。
In Japan, as in any latitude, there are many types of women. And despite its very particular and different society, some of its ladies may be more or less compatible with the Western spirit. Perhaps a great love or an unbridled adventure is waiting for you in the land of the rising sun.
Would you like to date a Latino man? It's okay, no problem. I like that. I like that.
For those with a craving for water that really gets you wet, gentlemen with a high libido, for all of these there are the carnivorous women. This appellation is for incredibly proactive ladies with a craving for romance and epic combat, experts in provoking dark circles under the eyes for long nights of blissful insomnia. They are never afraid to take the first step, nor the second and third. Modern and sophisticated in appearance, partying and extroverted, some of them with little academic merit and therefore not very good jobs. They hardly speak or master other languages, but those are minor details.
You speak English? No. Thank you.
Within that collective, we could say that there is a subgroup, the quite famous Gaijin hunters, which means foreign hunters. We are talking about fierce and evolved predators with beautiful and very attractive physical structure. Their appearance leads them to have very high standards. The simple average samurai is never enough for them. Foreigners prove to be the ideal prey, whether they have the right looks, generous portfolios, or, better still, a combination of both.
How is your perfect man like?
Perfect man. Perfect man. ボーイフレンド?
Yeah. Perfect.
パーフェクトなボーイフレンドが何?
Perfect man.
Perfect man. I like smart guy.
And you?
Kind. Yes, kind.
How old are you?
18.
18.
One of the big advantages for foreigners is that Japanese men are much more conservative and traditional than their women. Men are more relationship impeded because they are under far more social and especially work-related pressures. Although they are familiar with the field because they are locals, their play is more rigid and predictable, and sometimes it is easier to score goals when they are away. The Western pattern preferred by Japanese women is not necessarily the Latin pattern, so don't pretend to be compatible with any Japanese woman. One of the main difficulties is language. Japanese people's level of English is generally quite low, but despite this, if you invest the necessary time, there will always be a Japanese woman willing to do something for you. In Japan, both women and men can be somewhat grouped by their tendency to want to be part of a certain social stratum. From a young age, Japanese people are subjected to socio-cultural pressures, which means that there are Japanese women who are definitely not meant for foreigners. Career women are often prone to work extremely hard. In English, they are known as workaholics. They generally value success above all else. One of the best places to find these women is in business centers. These women often wear executive suits, high heels and wiggle graceful proportions. They speak English fluently, but their busy schedules prevent them from having romantic relationships, and their passion for the company ends up being paramount. But time turns rock into sand, and when they reach their 40s, some experience or feel a kind of remorse for not having started a family at the time. The next type of girls are defined by their particular habits. Hikikomori girls are people who love to do things like stay in solitary confinement, wear pajamas all day, read manga comics, play video games, and of course drink beer and sleep all day. Hygiene habits are optional, these souls are hard to find, the possibilities outside of streaming are non-existent. But don't be discouraged. The world of relationships is difficult even among the Japanese themselves. There is a light at the end of the tunnel for Japanese women who travel abroad, adopt or become contaminated by behavior that is quite dissonant with their culture. There are also a few others who, as in any country, were always a different kettle of fish. Those who, for some happy reason for us, never fit the typical roles. They often look for love and understanding in the first Westerner who comes along.
You are young, right? How old are you?
At 25.
I'm 21. Okay, and how do you think is your life as a wife?
Maybe more independent. So we can live in the same house and share the same life, but I can do my own plan.
Those Westerners who are financially stable, they could aim for a single mother. They would be getting a serious, long-term relationship with a pretty young Japanese woman. Being a single mother in Japan is considered one of the most common situations of poverty in the country. Job opportunities for them are often scarce, and the jobs are poorly paid or simply not available. Despite subsidies and programs, the life of these women is quite uphill. Japan has a patriarchal culture. Single mothers find it difficult to obtain child support if their children are born out of wedlock. If the samurai does not take care of his ninjas, there is little alternative to pressuring the Japanese to deny his offspring, which is the most common case throughout Japan. Divorce does little to improve reality. Moreover, it results in a costly and time-consuming lawsuit. As a result, 54% of Japanese single-parent households have incomes below the poverty line. So if you decide to taste these oriental honeys, you'll have to accept the genetic legacy of other samurai.
Baseball?
Yes.
Traditional ladies are those with the character to comfort men. Logically, this is the type of woman most coveted among the Japanese themselves. They captivate with their gentle manner, a permanent smile, always with accurate comments and devoid of any criticism or denial, so as not to dazzle you. I better stop making arguments because they are an accumulation of successes and virtues. With regard to their relationship with foreigners, they avoid making friendships of any kind simply because they are unfamiliar with other cultures. On the other hand, the number of local suitors surrounding them is disproportionate. If your mission is to arrive and find hundreds of geishas who will throw themselves into your arms in a few seconds, I hope you don't wake up from that sweet lethargy and keep dreaming, because the reality is quite different. Japan is a millenary country. Here, time passes at a different pace. Relationships, especially those that have the potential to become serious, take much longer. Thank you for making it this far. If you like the video, which I hope you do, remember to subscribe. I'll be seeing you here very soon in a new video. I'm going to keep walking a little bit more through this interesting night.